Hello guys, it's a new day, a new vlog as always. This week a lot of people have their midterm exams. I don't, and that's why we decided to go to have lunch together with my professor and the other student. And before we go, I'm just walking around this little forest, little park, and that is at Hanam University. So everything is fine. Having a scholarship is great and amazing, but today I wanted to talk about some struggles that I had before getting this scholarship and how hard it's to work in a different country as a student without any financial support and trying to get your own money and trying to do your best. So I came to Korea before getting the scholarship in 2018. In 2018, in February, I applied to KGSP and I got rejected. And in 2018 September, I came to Korea, just for studying Korean language at the Korean school. But I'm gonna talk about that other time. So I was here. One semester was paid. My church helped me, and then I thought that okay, I'm gonna get a job, and get the money and pay for the other semester and get the money for living and stuff like that. But actually, it turned to be not the thing that I expected. They were not accepting us to work because we're foreigners, and then no foreigners allowed to work here, or other reasons. So we were trying our best to find ways to work in Korea. And at that time I had some English classes. We found some English part-time teaching classes for babies, and we're trying to make some money. Like, we were living with $100 a month or $200 a month, but we had like all our friends together, and we were helping each other, supporting each other. But it was February 2019, and I had two options: to go back home, but I didn't have money for the ticket, or to stay in Korea, but I didn't have money for for tuition fee and stuff like that. I was so confused about a lot of things, and how should I do that work. I didn't want to ask my parents for money, because I didn't want to be a burden. I wanted to get it by myself and stuff like that. So my friend Karina had another friend that asked her, like, I mean, not a friend, that basically was our classmate, and he was asking her like, oh, can you substitute one lady at a factory for 3 days? But he didn't tell her what kind of factory that's gonna be. So she went there. Like, he said the payment is good, like, you have to work at night. It's 90,000 won, which equals like $75 maybe. So she went there, and when she got there, guys, that was a trash factory, like plastic recycling and stuff like that. So she was like super shocked about this, and she said that it was so hard, and it was smelly and stuff like that. She came back home. She was like, no, I cannot do that. Then she came to me. She was like, Victoria, I know that you can do that. Can you replace me, please? Because I'm not able to do that anymore. Like, it's too hard. And she knew that I needed money more than her. So I was like, okay, let me do it, because I don't need money. But I went there, like, the bus was coming to take us every single day, and the bus came and I got in, and the old ladies that were working there, they're like, why did you come? Like, where's your friend? Like, and I told her, like, she doesn't feel good, so she cannot come. And they're like, oh, so now the next day you're gonna say that you're not feeling good, and you're gonna give up too, and who's gonna work? And I was like, no, I'm gonna work till the end. And they were like, promise us that you're gonna work. And I was like, oh, that was not a good start, you know, getting so much pressure from them, from the ladies that I have to work with, especially the like old ajumas, like old ladies. So I was like, what should I do? So I was like, okay, let me just try to, you know, let me sit here a little bit. Let me try to make it work. So yeah, so we got to the factory. I was thinking like, okay, it's a trash factory, you have to recycle plastic bottles, but I didn't think it's gonna be that bad. So basically that trash factory was outside. It was winter, it was freezing outside, and we had to work in a, you know, on a platform. I'm gonna stick the pictures. So I was like, okay, I can do it. The smell was so bad, like it was super bad. Smelling, noisy, dusty, the trash was falling on your head from somewhere. And the old ladies were like, why are you here? Like, young Koreans will never come here to work. Why are you here? It's not a job for, you know, young people. You're gonna destroy your life with this job, you know, because it's hard and it's not healthy for you. And I was like, yeah, I have to pay my studies. And they were like, oh, but how about your parents? And I was like, you know what? I don't want to ask my parents for those money. I just want to make them myself, you know. And they were like, wow, that's so great. And what I loved about that place was that those old ladies were always, you know, even they didn't greet me that nice. They were encouraging me like every hour. They were looking at me like, think about money. Think about the money that you're gonna make, you know, and pay for your studies. But to be honest, my first day was great because I was like, okay, I like it. And you know, the trash was coming, and among that trash, you had to look for bottles. So basically, you take the green bottle to green color, green plastic, the white bottles to white plastic, you know, brown, black. So that was so cool. So I was like, okay, I can do it. And we were wearing masks, so you know, all this trash. And I was like, oh, that was not comfortable. But anyways, so I was like, okay, this seems like it's a game. Okay, let me move this to one place, another to another place. And like, so, okay, you know that game with the balloons and you have to put color to color. So yeah, so I was thinking about that as a game. So I was just trying to be positive, and I was like, God, if you put me here, I know that's for a reason. You want to teach me something. And then the director, he came to me and he was like, okay, so I see that you work very well. We want you to work one more month because there's one lady that can't work this month. So are you willing to work? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then I went back home. When I was taking off my clothes, I was smelling so bad. Like, I was smelling so bad. And I was taking showers. I could smell it in my skin, but the girls were saying like, no, that's fine, it doesn't smell, but I could smell it. So I was working at night, and the next day I was going to the university. And you know, one day I was like, I was so destroyed inside. I was like, how am I here? I studied so hard, you know, graduated in university and stuff like that. Why am I here? And the next day when I went there, you know, because that machine is moving, I got so dizzy that I was like, can I go out for 5 minutes? And they were like, yeah, go. And I didn't even reach the outside. I just vomited in that trash, and I couldn't just get some free time outside because I had to work. So I was just like did like that and went back to work because in Korea they work like really fast, 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 and a lot of work. You're not allowed to just procrastinate like that. And second day was the worst actually, and then the next day was quite good. And then all these ladies were like, oh, let's go eat at night at McDonald's after work. And I was like, yeah, great, let's go. And they were like, okay, let's do this, let me drop you off, let me they were so nice to me. But like and that was like 1 week, and then the second week started and I was still working, and it was so cold. Sometimes my hands were hurting just because it was so cold. And all this time I was praying, in my head, and I was thinking like, someday when I'm gonna succeed, I'm just gonna tell my story that nothing comes that easy, and sometimes you gotta recycle trash, and go through all these things. And this is not an embarrassing job. It's something that a lot of people do to make a living and to feed their kids. There were a lot of Philippine girls, women. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I was just thinking like, okay, God, just help me one more day so I can resist here. Another day, please, another day. So that's how I was working. So one day I was talking to my church friend, and I was telling him, look, so I'm working at this recycling factory. I'm about to make some money, but I still don't have enough money. And then he came with this great idea. He was like, you know what? Why don't you teach English at Sunday school? I was already about to do that, but he was like, but I'm gonna pay you some money, for that. For So I was like, well, can we do that? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna pay you, but you have to, because he was doing actually that you know not job, ministry. He was doing that ministry at church. So he was like, I'm gonna offer it to you. And I was so happy. And then I was like, still praying, and I was like, God, give me a way, because I didn't know what to do. And then I remembered that it was the time for KGSP application. So I was like, I have all the documents. Let me just renew some of them and then apply for this scholarship. Let's just give it a try. And then I was going to church, and I was telling church member, I was like, yeah, but I applied for this scholarship, but I don't have a document that my university requires. I don't have it. And he was like, you know what? What's not possible for us, it's possible for God. So just pray about it. So I remember very well, like I was praying so much, and I was not telling anybody about me applying to this scholarship. And then I passed the interview, and then in summer, I passed the NID screening, so here I am studying with this scholarship. But meanwhile, okay, I paid for my parents gave me some money. I paid, and the church, so I managed to pay that amount of money for the university. But then I still had to work. And by the way, I was working, and one day when I had to get paid at that trash factory, they were looking at my visa, and they started screaming like, oh no, you are not allowed to work with this visa at the factory, you're gonna have to be deported for that, that's illegal. And oh my God, and I got so scared. I was like, no way. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know about that, because I thought if you substitute someone, it's okay. So yeah, they said like, this is your last day, so you have to stop. That's why I had to ask my parents for some money. So after that, I had another friend, and he was like, you know what, there is a family and they need workers at a vineyard. I was like, okay, so what do you think? I was like, I met them, and then they were like, oh, do you have any friends that want to work too? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ask. And all of us needed a job, you know. So we were going happily every day to that work because it was, you know, chill, you know, nature. So we were working every day at vineyard in the morning, or in the morning. And sometimes we were missing classes just because we needed to make some money for living. So, you know, and we succeeded. I study with KGSP scholarship. My friends are studying at university in Daegu and in Gimcheon. They're doing their master's degree, and I'm so proud of what we got here. And I'm so thankful. And sometimes people see, you know, all these pictures that I post sometimes, but that's, you know, my free time. That's how sometimes I go and like to enjoy atmosphere and stuff like that. But I didn't get it just like, you know, like that. I had to work hard for this. I had to go through a lot of things. Of course, right now there are a lot of details that I don't remember because, you know, right now when I think, like, it wasn't that hard, but actually it was super hard to work there. And right now I'm just, you know, I'm taking it as a great experience that I had. That trash, I still remember its smell. The worst point, I came back from school and I knew that I had to sleep for uh, in order to be able to go to work and work the whole night. So my friends went out for a coffee, and I was there in my room, you know, feeling miserable and feeling so bad because that was so hard. And I was like, how can I do that? It's so hard. And it's not about the physical, you know, power, but it's the mental and, you know, this emotional barrier that I had to pass through. So I just had like how do you call it, mental breakdown. And I was like, what if I'm just done with it? What, you know, thinking about like bad things. And I'm so glad that I never did anything bad to myself. And during that year, that hard year, there were a lot of people that helped me. I'm so thankful for each person that helped me. I'm not gonna name them, but they know who they are. And I'm never gonna forget those people that, you know, encouraged me and helped me financially, and, you know, buying me food or something like that, buying me clothes to stay warm. I'm thankful to God that He gave me such people, you know, that could be with me back then. Because it wasn't only about, you know, that trash factory. There were days when, like, we didn't even have what to eat. There was one day when I didn't have any money, like literally zero. And I didn't know when I'm gonna get paid or something else. I didn't know where I'm gonna get those money from. And I was like, I really wanted some yogurt, and I was like, oh God, I want some yogurt so much. I don't have any money. Like, I'm just gonna eat ramen. And I got a little, I gained some weight, you know, because I was eating only kimbap and pasta and, you know, this kind of noodles stuff, instant noodles and stuff like that. And then I went back to my room and I was crying because I was like, I don't have any money. even I'm trying hard to find a job, even I'm trying hard to work. We were working at an academy, English academy. We were having some parties sometimes, you know, English party or something like that, and we were getting some money, but those money were, you know, we were already spending $10 out of those money to pay the train, because we had to go with the train to another city to work there, and then we were getting paid like 20,000 an hour, and like we were working 2 hours, and out of 40,000 we were having only 30,000 left, and that would be like, you know, some money for a week, and we couldn't miss the classes because we would have problems at school. And so yeah, so I went to my room and I was praying and crying. I was like, I want some yogurt. I want some yogurt right now too, but I can go buy it right now. And I was looking through I had some porridge, and I was like, I'm just gonna eat some porridge. And I was just going through it, and then I put my hand, and suddenly I found like 30,000, and I was like, there is no way. Where is this money from? I don't remember putting them there. I was like, where are they from? Like, why are they here? And then I was like so happy, and I knew that like if you ask, you will be given, you know. So yeah, and the the work at the vineyard was so much fun, because, you know, we were up with our friends, where, you know, and at the end of the summer we were so proud that not our but we could try from the fruits, you know, we could eat grapes from the vineyard that we took care of. So that was so nice. There are a lot of things that I forgot and how I felt, but now that I remember, that was such a great experience to have, to understand that money don't come that easy, that you have to work for them, and it doesn't matter what kind of work you do. I mean, it matters, like, not something that is illegal and harming and, you know, goes against God's will, but hard working and waiting and patience pays off with great things, with wonderful things. Stay healthy and work hard and follow your dreams. So I'm sorry for my crying. I just felt emotional as always. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions or other things that you want to tell me, just comment. I'm gonna go because it's the time for me to go meet my professor. Actually, we have this lunch because I got married, guys, and I'm just gonna have like a lunch because of that. And yeah, I'm gonna show you what we're about to eat. Life is beautiful when you know, you don't get discouraged by a lot of things and work hard to get things. You know, when in 2016, when I came to Korea, I was working at a cosmetics factory where, you know, I was working at a phone, you know, phone tech something factory. I'm not scared of work. And right now, like, you know, we're not allowed to work, and sometimes I'm feeling like I'm not doing anything, and I'm so embarrassed of myself. I don't know how I'm supposed to. Guys, is this the right one? Okay, that's fine. I can go. So yeah, so don't be embarrassed of the work you do. Just know that you do it for something for getting somewhere. Alright, babe. I'm gonna show you later what we're gonna eat. Bye. I'm gonna put my mask because there are people. Wear your masks.
So they take it to the garage.
It's like Korean traditional restaurant.
Yeah.
50 years old.
It's like vegetable. Normally they a lot of vegetable dishes.
Side, a lot of side dishes.
Yeah.
Generation operate the old the mother and the daughter, or
Wow.
Your chopsticks here is not easy to
No,
pick
it's okay. I can use the chopsticks.
up. But if you like, you can just put it together. It's not easy to pick up actually.
How is it called one more time? This one?
도토리묵. 도토리묵.
Looks good.
제가 사실은 저 이거 되게 이런 음식을 되게 좋아하거든요. 할머니가 키워셔서.
What's this called?
도라지.
Boraji?
I don't know English.
거슴 of ginseng.
And this one, what kind of?
Lectures, the Korean lectures, and the bean sprout, and
good.
turnip. 보지 마세요. 이게 되게 유명하대요, 외국에서.
That's so much food. I don't even know if.
Take a picture. It's a Korean traditional picture.
We're gonna go walk a little bit to digest our food.
잠깐.
The name of this restaurant is so interesting. Back Garden Restaurant.
We came in the mountain. It's 6,000. Almost 600 meters.
Oh. I didn't know in Daejeon there are several mountains.
There are many.
I didn't know
We have a
that.
lot of mountains here. There are several mountains here in Daejeon.
그래도 우리나라 콩이라 콩 물렁물렁하대 굉장히.
It's a man-made lake.
Yes, artificial dam.
누룽동원이 있대. 원순에 가보잖아. 고비에서 꽃피고. I think fishing is prohibited, so I think a lot of fishes here. So they enjoy the fishing.
I've never seen such a scenery.
It's only in the jungle.
Yeah. Look at them like a jungle and swamp.
Nice. Let's sit here.
아마 대전 시내에서 여기가 제일 자연. Baby frog.
Baby frogs?
올챙이, we call 올챙이. I don't know English.
What must hold of something?
Wow. They look like
Small fish.